Hello and welcome to the Daily Windups afternoon update. Here we have the wide view of uh, Tropical Storm Isaac. It's starting to get its act together. It has pulled away from the coast of Cuba. And you can see here in the Florida Straits where it's really starting to blow up now. Winds haven't been reported any higher than 55 or 60 knots by aircraft. But this should change as we go into tonight and tomorrow, and this should become a hurricane as it moves a little further westward. Here we have the visible floater imagery, and it's the Florida Straits. It's the low is just south of Key West right now. It's moving west-northwest, and the initial intensity is set at 55 knots. Now here is the radar out of Key West, where I put this circle and the low. That's where the low level center is. And this is kind of a cone of uncertainty. This is the basic direction that it will be headed, and this does not go with the National Hurricane Center. This is just only to show the direction it's currently moving. The National Hurricane Center has it moving more into to Mobile Bay or Mississippi. And here we have our size estimate exclusive to the daily windup. This is the 12Z run. And we forced the initialization at 55 knots. And as you can see by hour 48, we have an 83 knot hurricane. And this is very likely because it's going to be moving over very warm waters, and the upper air conditions, as the models see them, is going to be very favorable for intensification. Here are the latest spaghetti models. And the GFS shows the system moving into northern Houston. The European has it going into Mobile Bay, and all the other ones are scattered here in central Louisiana. The cone of uncertainty takes it into Mississippi. This will most likely have to be adjusted westward as the models have switched. I'm not quite sure if I buy the idea that it's going to go all the way to Houston, but it is possible, and I'll show you the reason why in the model imagery. Here is the latest cone of uncertainty, and as you can see, it takes it right into the Mississippi Delta Valley. And like I said, this right here is lying heavily on ECMWF. If the Euro or the GFS switch and become closer together, or decide on either which direction it's going to, a major shift is most likely going to have to happen either to the east or to the west. And this should happen tomorrow. Right now the models they're just split on which direction. Now here's the GFS for 72 hours out. And this is the 500 millibar heights. And you can see the trough over the Ohio Valley. It's lifting out. And notice how far westward this ridge of high pressure in the Atlantic is. It's moving clear into the eastern Gulf of Mexico. And then we also have another ridge to the north of Tropical Storm or Hurricane Isaac. And the flow around high pressures is clockwise. So if it gets trapped under this ridge that is over the Central Plains, it has no choice but to move in a westward direction. And here we are on hour 96, 4 days out for Thursday. And you can see it takes it basically right into Houston, a little north of Houston. Like I said, I'm not sure if I buy this. I would prefer seeing the GFS and the ECMWF more in cooperation with each other. Right now they're just totally split. Once they decide on a path, and hopefully that will come soon, they'll either decide to go with the the, the right hand side or the left hand side. We'll be much more certain of which way it will go. Here's the Canadian model, and here on the upper right hand side you can see the Canadian also takes an extremely strong hurricane into the Mississippi, Louisiana coast. And this is a big storm. This is going to affect. This could affect from the Florida Panhandle all the way to Houston. That's how large this system is going to be, or already is. Here is the 12Z ECMWF, and once again, it is sticking to the right-hand side. It's seeing this trough much stronger than the GFS or much of the other models are seeing. And I almost believe that since the ECMWF has been so far ahead of its time on all of the other ways, it's quite possible that the GFS tonight or tomorrow morning flips back to the eastward with the ECMWF. That being said, it's very possible that by 2 o'clock tomorrow morning, the ECMWF has switched back to left. So right now it's anybody's game. Everybody in the Gulf Coast from Houston to Pensacola should be preparing, listening to the emergency managers, watching the news. This isn't going to be a small storm. This is going to be a major hurricane. This is going to be big trouble, and it's not going to be pretty. And here we have the 500 millibar heights. As you can see, this is the ECMWF, and as you can see, the high pressure in the Atlantic isn't quite as far in to the Gulf Coast as the GFS, and also has a stronger trough. But if you notice, it also has the same ridging pattern over the Central Plains. So this is just a matter of time and calculation. Does this trough pick it up, or does it slip under this ridge? The ECMWF says it's going to be picked up by the trough. The GFS says it's going to slip under this ridge. And right now it's like drawing straws. You just don't know which way it's going to go. Hopefully by late tonight or tomorrow morning we'll have a much better picture. So that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. For the Daily Windup, I'm Donald Flowers.